Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Welcome to the last webinar session of the Higher Education Virtual Expo 2023. With me today is Yang Mulia Dr. Lee Kok Yue from University Technology Brunei, who will be presenting on Let's Communicate. Without further ado, I invite you to start your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Puan. Very good afternoon to everyone joining this CCTL webinar. In my presentation this afternoon, I'll be sharing information on CCTL and the program CCTL is currently offering and the career opportunities with a communication degree. First thing first, welcome to CCTL. A very brief introduction on CCTL. CCTL, in short, well, it stands for the Center for Communication, Teaching and Learning. It is an independent center in University Technology Brunei, UTB, that focuses on the development of communication skills. Additionally, CCTL is also a service center offering effective communication module to all first-year students across the schools and faculty in UTB. In addition, CCTL also offers technical communication module to students across all Faculty of Engineering program areas. The center itself consists of three respective areas, namely communication, teaching and learning, as well as Melayu Islam Belajar. So this is in line with UTB's aspiration to become a global university impacting society, and CCTL has repositioned itself as a center offering higher order programs in communication skills. So since July 2021, CCTL started offering communication programs to undergraduates as well as postgraduates in the communication area. Presently, CCTL is currently offering BSc in Communication, which is a 3-year program, as well as MSc by coursework in Communication. This program, MSc in Communication, is offered for full-time basis as well as part-time. So for full-time program, it is 1 year. As for part-time, it will be 2 years. So the BSc and MSc in Communication programs are developed with the aim to deepen knowledge and understanding of communication skills to various communication perspectives. In addition to the BSc and MSc in Communication programs, CCTL is also offering Masters by Research in Communication, also offered on a full-time and part-time basis. So for full-time, MRes in Communication will be 2 years, and for part-time, it will be 4 years. Along with MRes, we also offer a PhD study, either in Communication, Teaching and Learning, or MIB. The PhD study can be undertaken on a full-time basis, which is for 3 years, or if you like, for a part-time basis, and that will be for a period of 6 years. So in BSc Communication, as mentioned, we started off in July 2021. The BSc in Communication program would enable students to gain fundamental communication skills, as well as to provide opportunities for the development of communication skills in general, where we introduce the application of communication theories, the tools and practices for effective communication in contemporary and diverse organizations. So in this program itself, BSc in Communication, emphasis will be on developing effective communication methods and writing strategies for various mediums, as well as critical analysis and response mechanism on issues from the different stakeholders. As mentioned, this is a 3-year BSc program. In year 1, these are some of the modules students will be taking, such as communication theories, introduction to communication, public relations, nonverbal communication, so on and so forth. I'll be very briefly introducing some of the modules in general to the audience present here today. So for communication theories, this module draws the key theories of topics such as the basis, perspectives, and aspects of human no, sorry. Yeah, to provide students with the fundamental knowledge on the essential and practical theories on communication, as well as social theories on communication. Okay. As for psychology, students will be exposed to the aspects of human behavior, specifically the sensation, perception, cognition, emotion, motivation, engagement, and learning, and their implications through the communication processes. Sorry. As for public relations, this is a fundamental public relations module. So this module will enable students to acquire both a theoretical and practical introduction to the practice of public relations and to apply techniques in developing public relations programs and campaigns, and in establishing and maintaining channels of communication between the organization and the public. Okay. Along with that, we have other modules like nonverbal communication, which will be introduced in year 1 itself. So this module introduces the concepts of nonverbal communication in order to enhance the quality of communication, where students will explore the different types of nonverbal communication and its function in daily interaction. Along with that, other modules such as critical thinking, where students would have to learn about the human knowledge and the critical thinking process, and to analyze how critical thinking in various communication contexts is being perceived, displayed, and assessed. As part of it as well, communication research methods is also being introduced in first year, where this module enables students with little or no research background to develop research arguments by designing studies, gathering research evidence, and thinking critically. So this would eventually help them to form some research ideas, which would constitute or which would play a part in their final year project in their third year. And as well as in the first year will be, there's a module on MIB along with effective communication module. So as for year 2, these are some of the modules that will be introduced to students, such as intercultural communication, where we introduce students to an intercultural mindset in order to equip them with an understanding of the dynamics in multicultural settings. We have a module on social identity and communication, where the emphasis is on how language behavior would shape social reality through an examination of current discursive practices. There's also a module on workplace communication. This module will introduce students to the fundamental concepts of workplace communication involving managers, the leaders, stakeholders, and action teams itself. Along with that, we also have specialized module on media writing. This module deepens students' understanding and knowledge of different writing genres in media writing, with the purpose of basically informing and persuading specific audiences. There's a module on interpersonal skills for professionals, where we hope that this module will enable students to develop interpersonal communication skills for professional practice within the workplace itself. Okay. There's also, in keeping up with the trend, there's a module on digital literacies and communication, where students will learn about the communication of meaning, acquisition of transversal skills, as well as responsiveness to communicate appropriately. As part of the BSc Communication, there's a module on critical writing, where students will develop the essential writing skills to analyze and evaluate text critically across the different academic genres on topics pertaining to communication. Okay, this module is very interesting in the sense that it aims at building students' argumentation skills needed in writing critical academic reports in response to reading materials, which is most of the time that is what they are doing in the university. In year 2 itself, as part of BSc in Communication program, students can choose 2 electives. Okay, some of the electives modules would include, which are currently on offer within CCTL, are like scientific communication, as well as ethnography and communication. We do offer languages module as well. So currently we are offering Korean language for beginners, and in the past we have offered French language for beginners, as well as Mandarin language as well. So these languages modules are subject to availability of lecturers. And apart from that, students do have the options as well to take up other modules offered in other schools or faculty. Okay. Yeah, so that's for year 2. And for year 3, some of the modules that the students will be checking includes conflict resolution and group dynamics. So this is where we introduce students to the fundamental approaches to resolving conflict, as well as group dynamics. Okay. As part of the BSc communication module, students have to take up communication law and ethics, where it investigates the laws, the ethical principles, norms, and in the communication profession, as well as how practitioners can create environments that promote ethical and social behavior. Okay. There's also a module on approaches to analyzing discourse. So this module aims to provide students with opportunities to observe how discourse analysis can be used for research purposes on communication-related topics. There's also a common module across the university on entrepreneurship, and then a final year research project, which is also part of the BSc final year project, which is a small mini project. And along with that, in year 3, students will undergo a supervised work experience, or more like an internship, where they'll be placed in the industry or organizations to undergo work placements. Okay, that's for BSc in communication. Moving on, we have MSc by coursework, Master of Science by coursework in communication. This is the program structure for a full-time MSc in communication. So in semester 1, students would take up modules such as research methodology, where they're being exposed to a comprehensive understanding on how to carry out a communication research. So this module would teach students on how to carry out empirical and interpretive research, to develop analytical, critical thinking skills, to synthesize data effectively, complying to the professional and ethical standards. Okay. As part of it, there's an advanced psychology and communication module. So this module will explore the aspects of human psychology that frame communication processes from a multi-layered perspective. And we do have a communication trends and transitions module as well. This is where we examine the continuity and discontinuity on the trends and transitions in communications across the 4 paradigms, from the historical time periods to contemporary context, to emphasize on how communication trends and practices have evolved across the time. There's also a very interesting module on strategic speech. So this module enables students to develop an understanding of theoretical concepts and practical applications of rhetoric and interpersonal communication as an underpinning for effective and professional communication practices within the workplace. And finally, there's a module on genre-based communication, which is to develop students' awareness on the social, cultural, and scientific use of language and communication. So in semesters 2, students have to take up a research communication module, and this will equip students with the fundamental research communication skills required in writing a research report in their specific field of interest. There's also a writing course on strategic corporate writing, so to deepen students' understanding and knowledge of corporate writing with the purpose of informing and persuading for specific purposes. As well as that, we have a module on conflict resolution and management, which is to equip students to understand the theoretical perspectives on the application of coaching and mediation in conflict resolution, basically in the workplace. A module on culture and communication. So to hope that the students will acquire an understanding of cultural communication differences and to provide them with the essential skills to communicate successfully with cultures apart from their own. There is a research project, which is basically their master's dissertation, okay, where students will be allocated a supervisor with an appropriate research background in the area to provide advice and guidance with regards to how to go about carrying out the research, procedural, and as well as approaching certain issues that they might face. Yeah, then the work will be in the form of a dissertation, right, and take the form of planning and designing an effective system for an identified organization and reflecting on the approach undertaken. Right, so that's for MSc by coursework in communication. Moving on, apart from the main teaching and learning activities in CCTL, we are also offering consultancy and training programs for UTB staff as well as our students and external stakeholders where necessary. So these courses can be customized and tailored to suit the needs and demands of schools and faculty in UTB, the industries, as well as organizations. So within CCTL itself, we offer student development programs, or what we call in short SDP, for undergraduates and postgraduates. So these programs are designed to enable students to develop effective communication skills and ability, focusing on specific skill area to enhance students' competence and confidence. So some of the workshops CCTL have conducted for undergraduates and postgraduates include workshops such as writing skills, where we introduce proposal writing to them, as well as research methods, citation and referencing skills, and presentation skills. For our postgraduates, CCTL had arranged various workshops such as philosophy and research framework development, research data for thesis writers. We have a session on corpus and another session on proposal writing and research skills, which include things or courses on reviewing the literature and research methodology. Workshops have been conducted as well. So all these programs are specially designed and delivered to provide additional writing and research skills and support for our undergraduate and postgraduate students, not only in CCTL, but across the university as well. So as for the career opportunities for a communication degree, with a BSc in communication or MSc in communication, potential career opportunities are available in various organizations and industries. The jobs are not restricted to government organizations, but also to private sectors as well. So a degree in communication offers a wide range of career opportunities across various industries and fields. Some common career paths for graduates with a degree in communication can include jobs in the corporate communication sector, so where corporate communication specialists would help organizations to communicate with employees, stakeholders, and the public, as well as a job in public relations department, so where PR specialist is responsible for managing the reputation of a company, organization, or individual by communicating with the public and media. Also jobs in marketing, where they help organizations to promote their products or services to potential customers. They can work in areas such as market research, advertising, product management, as well as event planning. Or graduates can venture into the area of journalism. So journalists would gather, write, and report news and information for newspapers, magazines, websites, television, as well as and even radio stations. Okay, or a career in broadcasting. Okay, broadcasting professionals would work in television or radio, typically in roles such as on-air talent, producers, or directors. Okay, so the options are there, the possibilities are there as well. So also a career in advertising, where they help businesses or organizations create and place advertisement to promote their products or services. Graduates can venture into event planning as well, where they help to coordinate all aspects of the event, including corporate events, conferences. Media production is another potential career path, okay, where they work in the film industry, television and videos as well, producing content for distribution to audiences. Technical writing is also in demand for degree in communication, where technical writers would create user manuals, instructional materials, and other forms of written technical communication. And also potentially they can go into digital media, where they would specialize in using digital technology to create and distribute content, such as for websites, social media platforms, and mobile applications. So the specific career path you choose will depend on the graduate's interests, skills, and experience. So a lot of organizations rely on communication skills to run their daily operations. And many communication graduates would choose to pursue careers in more than one of these areas, as mentioned above, such as the corporate comm, public relations, or marketing, well, throughout their professional life. Okay, so with that, I think that concludes my presentation for this afternoon. Thank you everyone for listening. Any questions from anyone?
Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your insightful presentation. Before moving to the next segment, I would like to remind the presenter we have about a few minutes left. We are open for question and answer session. So one question asked, what are the usefulness or how relevant is BSc in communication in today's world?
Well, like I mentioned, a degree in communication offers a wide range of career opportunities. A lot of, well, in fact, all organizations or workplace rely on communication, and communication plays a heavy role in our daily communication. So I would say, yes, it's very important.
Another question, would you say careers under BSc communications are high salary jobs, similar salary as those in health sciences, engineering, digital science, and etc.?
In terms of salary, I wouldn't know much, but I suspect with the government sector it's more of fixed, right? But for private sectors, it depends on which job or which area you are in and on the position as well. But then the prospect is there, right? The opportunities are there, so you can definitely increase your or well, yeah, increase your skills and knowledge in that area.
Another question, what internship places are there for the undergraduates?
For undergraduates, yeah, for the work experience or the experience plus program, the possibilities are in public relations department across the organizations. So we have in the past where we have our advisory board meetings, we have interest parties from MOE or elsewhere as well, that shows their interest in terms of taking interns for their public relations department as well as marketing. So they can venture into RTV as well. Yeah, so we are working on that, getting them the best work placement for our undergraduates.
Okay, that's all for the questions. Thank you, Young Mulia Dr. Lee, for answering the questions. We hope this session has been beneficial for our viewers. Should you have any queries or in need of further information, you may browse through their booth in our Higher Education Virtual Expo website at heexpo.moe.gov.bn. Thank you for joining us for this last session. We would like to thank the viewers who has been with us for the 4 days, as well as all the presenters who have spared their time to do their presentation for the Higher Education Virtual Expo 2023. And with that, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you.